nation.
Well, one of the things, and I don't know what it is, when she talks, to me, she seems like she's talking down at everybody.
That's been pointed out.
And I really don't like it.
Well, she's trying to say that, hey, I'm just like everybody else. Well, the bottom line is maybe as a young high school and college person, she was like everybody else. But once she and Bill entered politics, you know, uh, and now with the Clinton Global Initiative, uh, there are a lot of questions that people are asking about monies that are being raised. How much of that goes into the global initiative? How much of that is going to be funneled out of the global initiative to pay for her campaign?
How much it goes into their pockets, yeah.
Not to her pocket.
Into their pockets for whatever reason. If it's for the elections, whatever it is, it's their pockets that's going to. If it's going to.
Well, Clinton right now, they are preparing for the fact that maybe Hillary will be president. And if that's the case, Bill will have to take, he can give speeches and everything, a leave of absence from the global initiative. That means that he's preparing Chelsea to run the global initiative. I really don't think he's going to want to turn anything over to her that might have the slightest hint of impropriety because it's his daughter, okay? And the last thing he wants to see is have his daughter, defending certain things that the global initiative is doing, simply because people don't trust her or him, you know. But that remains to be seen, all right? We're sort of jumping ahead.
Yeah.
But I do agree, that, Hillary can sound a bit condescending, okay? Unlike Bernie Sanders, who's just an ordinary guy. And that's exactly what he is. He's an ordinary guy, And that's how he comes across. And that's why he's drawing such large crowds, Will he eventually be the nominee from the party? Probably not. But he is certainly paving the way in the future for people like Elizabeth Warren, okay? Because assuming Hillary does get the nomination, and assuming she serves 2 terms, it's 8 years. She'll be 77 when she gets out. 8 years from now, Elizabeth Warren will have had 2 terms in the Senate. She would be in her, let's say, very early 60s, okay, at the most. So age-wise and everything else, and experience-wise, okay, it would almost be perfect, But I'll tell you right now, if the Republicans don't take the presidency now and look to make changes in, their platform in order to ease up on immigration, okay, and certain things, because the population is shifting, okay? Pretty soon you're going to have more non-whites voting than whites. And right now, the Republican Party appeals primarily to whites. The only minorities who they might appeal to are the minorities that are rather wealthy, okay? People like Ted Cruz, who has an Ivy League education, Marco Rubio, okay?
I'll tell you one of the things that
Ben Carson.
yeah, one of the things that I like about Cruz and Rubio, what they're proposing, is they want to put all the government employees, senators, everybody else on Obamacare.
They do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought they want to do away with Obamacare.
They do, but as long as it exists, they think everybody should have it.
Well, they're going to have their own party members and other senators and congressmen fighting them on that for the simple reason that the kind of insurance, medical insurance, health insurance that they have, you and I couldn't buy.
It's better insurance, obviously. That's his whole point. He goes, that's his whole point. He goes, insurance is not fair. Anyway, there's another thing that I was listening today. There are 17 or 18 pages of the treaty, the proposed treaty, that was put under lock and key and will not be shown to the senators or anybody else because it's only certain people can see because it's top secret.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything like that.
But only one of the 18 pages was actually top secret. The other 17 were bundled in with it, so nobody will see the rest.
Well, like I said, I would have to read the articles that you saw before I make any judgment myself.
Well,
I mean,
have you read anything about the?
I haven't heard anything, but
have you read any part of the treaty?
No, I haven't seen it.
So
Hasn't been in the paper.
So how could we make a judgment on it at all?
Well, I'm assuming that what Moniz, the professor the astrophysicist from MIT, and Kerry have said is basically the truth. Okay. And I'm sure once it's in print, we'll be able to see that and check it.
Okay, we've got a phone call.
We do?
Yeah, I believe we do. All right. I believe it's Mr. Good evening. And how are you tonight?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, fella. It's Chad.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, how you doing?
Good,
Hi.
man. How you guys doing?
All right. What's going on?
Oh, man. Same busy. I actually don't have very long tonight. It's my wife's birthday, and
Well, happy birthday to
we're
her.
just kind of cleaning up. Yeah. Do you guys want to sing, or?
I heard you robbed the crate. Actually, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hold on.
They say
We have
birthday, honey.
we have the Beatles just for her.
That's it. That's it. Who else?
She does know who the Beatles are, doesn't she?
I don't know. She doesn't know the deals. Why don't we tell her?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Santa Jacob. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Santa Jacob. Happy birthday to you.
Well, happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
Chad's young wife,
Thank
because
you.
I understand that he robbed the cradle.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, we're the same age.
Oh, yeah?
Really? You want to laugh?
Yeah, we're...
When my sister sort of set me up with my wife. They worked together in the hospital, and
Oh, there you go.
Ellen happened to say, "Well, when's his birthday?" So my sister said October 7th, Ellen's birthday is November 2nd. So I was about a month older than her. So it just worked out perfectly, Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone out with me. What could I tell you?
She wouldn't go with the younger guy?
I
You
guess
sly dog, you.
not at that time. But the funny thing is, she has been quoted as saying, okay, because there are so many women who are a little bit older and still single because they either have careers or they want to, get themselves set up. And they say, nothing wrong with robbing the cradle. Those women start to say there's nothing wrong with robbing the cradle. So, I mean, I don't know.
Have you?
I wouldn't think so.
But I guess if you listened a little bit, today we started out talking about Cecil, more or less a morality type of show, about
All right.
hunting animals and for sport, and the furor that this whole thing has stirred up in people,
Well, what was it about? What was the news report? Somebody shot. The Cecil the lion in
Right.
Africa. There.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was being tracked by Cambridge University, and tourists used to come just to see him, and he was taking care of his pride. He had, young lions that he would, father, and, and then this guy, just because he's a hunter, and I said to Felix, I said, this is, shades of the 19th into the 20th century. You go back to Great Britain when they used to have the great white hunters who used to go to Africa, to hunt rhinos, okay, and hunt tigers and lions, just to mount them on their wall,
Well, that's what he was doing, but he was breaking the law no matter what. He was breaking the law, and
Yeah,
But wait,
I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you guys this question though. While everybody's in this incredible outcry over a lion, and it's certainly probably not a good situation, especially if it was a tourist situation where people enjoyed the lion. Obviously, it wasn't a good idea for somebody to kill it. But meanwhile, in the Middle East, there are Christian families, men, women, and children being raped, tortured, and buried alive. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know where the outcry is for that.
that's what I was just telling.
well, we were discussing that earlier.
Saying this is his old outcry over this
You
animal.
know, the sad thing is,
You don't see that hitting the news at all. I mean, I don't even remember any secular news. Any liberal news reports even
Well,
remotely examining
I
what's
do.
going on between ISIS and the Christians.
Okay, a few months ago, when the Coptic Christians were slaughtered and beheaded by ISIS, they showed them in their orange jumpsuits, on their knees with their heads down, and they showed ISIS, I guess, killers, behind them with guns ready to shoot them in the head. I mean, there was a big outcry. There truly was. What was done?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. It's like, words mean nothing without action. Okay? I
Well,
mean, I was telling
But
Felix.
everybody's interested in Caitlyn Jenner. That's the problem. Is nobody's caring about people. They care about lions and Caitlyn Jenner. When the reality is that there's a people group out there, like Christians,
well,
and there's a reason why. The Bible says that if they hated me, they're going to hate you. That was a quote by Jesus. He understood, and he wanted people to understand that the world was going to be against them just for simply being a Christian. But I think it's interesting that the world cries out against
exactly.
human rights and tolerance, and then Caitlyn Jenner comes around and they worship her or him. I'm not going to call her her. I'm going to call her and him. They worship him as if he did something amazing, but nobody's lifting a finger to people groups getting destroyed and
Yeah.
poverty.
All right,
in various places just for being a Christian.
I understand what you're saying, but I do have to take issue a little bit because I don't care about the publicity or anything, but, you know,